relatives or
No, I stayed here
where did you meet?
with here with this folks.
Oh,
She
your
born
mother
here.
and dad came then
Yeah,
in
we
between
lived
times.
here.
And you came and stayed
Her
with
and Mark
mother
was
and dad.
together all the
Yeah,
time.
we Martha and Annie,
Mark
the
and
three of
Andy.
us. Three of us walked downtown and got a job at the Bindery. And I talked to somebody the other day that remembers that Bindery downtown. That used to work at
Where was the name of it? What was the name of it?
Robert Smith.
Robert
What?
Smith.
Robert Smith Book Bindery.
And you all three, Martha and Annie and you, just walked downtown.
Saw a
From
sign on the
that house?
window that says Bindery Help Wanted. We had no idea what.
Was it from this house,
From this house.
right here on Madison
Yeah.
Street?
And went downtown, had no idea what a bindery worker was, had just absolutely no idea. We just went upstairs, it was on the second floor, and they said they would hire all three of us, and we could start to work the next day. I remember we didn't want to start till Monday because we had something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
No, you were either come to work tomorrow or, that was it. So we did. We went to work.
And that's the same place you worked at till you retired, ma'am?
Well, that same kind of work, but that company went out of business in
Was it the
depression.
same
Yeah.
location though?
No,
Oh, no.
no.
Okay.
Then you worked at the speaker. Oh,
Yeah.
Where she first worked was across from the old Vladimir Theater.
18.
From the old Vladimir Theater, the big building, the
Yeah,
red building.
right across.
Oh, that's where it was.
Vanderroots went in there after a while one time.
Yeah.
Hardware.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt Hardware store.
Not too bad. The rest of the
How old were you, Pa, when you came to Lansing, and how old were you, Mom? when you came?
people are going
How old
I
were
was
you, Pa?
22. My first time I voted was in Beale City.
for that.
I was 21 then.
I was 18.
You were 18. And so what year did you get married?
1925.
And how
1925.
old were you then, Pa?
I was 24.
24.
I was 20.
She was 20. Yeah.
So,
And then where did you live when you got married?
939 North Pine Street.
Right.
939.
939 North Pine Street. You know where Kilburn Street runs right into that house.
Yeah.
Oh, the old
Right.
one.
Where did you go? Then when did you move to Lawler Court? Did you go from Pine Street to
No,
Lawler Court?
huh? We
We
went
lived over on
to Willow Street a while.
Willow Street for a few months, and then Mrs. Almroth wanted us to come back.
Well, let's come back.
We lived in an apartment in her house, and she wanted us to come back and live downstairs
take
in her
her-
house
take her
because they
house.
were going to move to Grand Rapids, and so we did that for a few years, and because Esther and Jack were born from that house. Then we moved to Lawler Court, and you were born from that house.
We lived 11
And
years
Bob,
in Lawler
all
Court.
Bob and Jerry were all born from that house. At Lawler Court.
Who from Lolly Court?
Huh?
Here.
Mary Martha and Bob and Jerry were born from Lawler Court. No, your mom. We lived at 939 North Pine Street when they were born, both of them.
Yeah.
Grandma, when you were young, what kind of education did you get? Did you go to school or
Oh, yeah.
what?
That, 8th grade.
8th grade's all they had.
Good on you!
What school did you go to, Grandma?
So smart.
Huh?
What school did you go to?
We went to Catholic school in Beale City. At that time it was St. Philomena's.
St. Philomena!
Now they changed the name. See?
It's St. Joseph.
Now it's
the
St.
Work-
Joseph the Worker.
St. Joseph the Worker.
And I went to a public school for 5 years through the 5th
Oh,
grade.
she did.
And then I went to
St. Philomena.
Old town Beale City.
For how many grades, Grandma?
Remember any of your teachers?
I remember my first teacher, and she was the best teacher that anyone could ever have.
Was a Bengal.
Josie Bengal.
Josie who?
Bengal, Bengal. And when you learn your math, as they call it now, arithmetic, to us, your tables, you knew what percentages were, you knew what division was, you knew what multiplication was.
And you learned at what grade?
Well,
They didn't
I
have a
don't
age.
know.
You went through 8 grades, Mom?
Yes, yes.
That's all you have to know.
Was it all in one room, or did you?
Yeah, it was a one-room school. In Beale City had 3
Beale
rooms,
City had
and they
3
had
rooms.
8th grade.
Okay, Grandma, we stopped the tape because the tape was broken, although in editing, it won't be broken. Would you like to continue and tell us a little bit about
Well,
your history?
I have just a little history of my father, Andrew Pash, and his father was Johannes Pash, born December 25th, 1848, in Germany, and died June 13th, 1919, in Beale City, buried at St. Mary's Cemetery, Westphalia. And he was the son of John Pesch and Mary Fedor. And my father's mother was Anna M. Miller, born March 1st, 1854, baptized, now this is someplace in Germany, St. Querenus, Lagenfeld, Germany. And she,
Baptized there?
she was born there. My dad's mother. Yeah. And she died May 19th, 1919, and buried in St. Philomena Cemetery, Beale City. And she was a daughter of John A. Moore, and that's spelled M-U with an umlaut, L-L-E-R, 1825. And her mother was Anna M. Feldner. And the date of their marriage is November 12th, 1872. That's from my father and mother.
What was it? What was it like during the Depression years when you had, you were laid off, and how did you manage? How did you provide food for the family and the kid and keep the kids in school?
Well, I tell you, I worked mostly my rent out. I worked for about 30 cents an hour.
What did you work for?
Mrs. Lawler. That was all the while we lived over there till the last
Over where?
Lawler Court.
Was that Lawler Court named for Mrs. Lawler?
Yeah, she owned that house. Yeah, she owned all them houses in there. Yeah, at one time.
Yeah.
And she
Did you ever work for the WPA?
Huh?
Did you ever work for the
Yeah.
WPA?
No,
Yeah.
not the WPA.
Well,
Worked down the airport.
You did?
Yes, I worked down the airport for quite a bit down there. To get a few groceries.
right, yes.
Sure.
I know he picked up welfare money. Yeah.
I remember,
Yeah.
I remember waiting in line in welfare lines for you
Yeah,
for
I
food. You used to have to go every week to do that, pick up food.
I think it was every 2 weeks.
You got,
And then,
you got some food and you got some
Get canned stuff.
coupons. You got some coupons too.
Yeah.
where did the coupons come from?
Right there where, well, we had to go first, where was that place? Somewhere. We had to go and get the coupons. Then we had to go and up here by a railroad track somewhere, up on Shiawassee Street in there somewhere. Was a building in there.
But you worked for Mrs. Lawler for 30 cents an hour to help pay the rent. Yeah.
He had a job at Motor Wheel.
I was working at Motor Wheel about during the Depression.
No, I mean during the Depression.
Yeah.
And Ma, why don't you just say a little bit about doing the church laundry and things like that?
Yeah, I ironed the altar cloths and the boys' surpluses, cassocks, and cassocks. Yes.
What about the nuns and their habits? What did you?
I tried that, but I was really a failure at that. They preferred I didn't do it. There's a certain way of doing those
They were
with the
sisters
starch.
of charity,
They were
and they wore
those
those
gimps, yeah. They call them, or gimps they call them, and they had to be cold starch. And I just never.
Was this the whole uniform you used?
No, just the habit that went around their face and